All right, everybody, it's the We'll Fix It team. Yeah, I'm holding something in my hand here. So you've got a Chevrolet truck, Avalanche, that's doing some weird stuff with the ABS light, and you're like, wow, it doesn't have a speed sensor issue, and you're trying to figure out what it is. And just to help you diagnose this problem, your friends might even say, hey man, there's something wonky with your brake lights. And they'll say, what do you mean? And they'll be all like, well, it just does something weird. And anyhow, this Chevrolet truck that I worked on was the Chevrolet Avalanche. It's an '08 model. This is the brake light switch. And it uses the brake light switch in conjunction with the ABS module to determine brake sensor pressure and other conditions that are needed for the computer to be able to operate and operate the ABS system. Under light braking, this switch right here would send a faulty signal down the line. It would make all the dash lights come on. ABS, traction control, it'd say service, stabilitrac, all that stuff. And I did a code scan, and I got a C0161. Now, if you happen to get that code scan, C0161, and it's a vague code, especially when you look it up on AllData. It doesn't give you a whole lot to go by. And so when I read some of the conditions that set the C0161 code, immediately I was like, hey, I had a friend of mine here. I said, watch these brake lights while I tap the brake pedal. And it wasn't working right at all. And I noticed that intermittently the ABS light would be out when I'd crank it up, and it would take maybe several brakes, applying the brakes for it to actually come on. And so I just said, let me just try something. So I got a hold of the brake light switch that's under the dash, and I changed it. I cleared the codes, worked fine. Let me show you what it looks like under the dash real quick. I'll try my best. Normally there'd be like a breather or a vent line or vent tube for the HVAC that runs across right here. Somebody's taking it out, so we don't have to worry about it. It's out of the way. There it is right there. It's supposed to connect, and it would go over and just kind of you'd remove that. And right up here is the brake light switch, and that's the new one that I just put on. And I removed that 10mm bolt. That's like a safety bolt to keep the clip pushed all the way one way and the brake light switch pushed all the way one way. So you got to have that on there. You want to put that 10mm bolt back, and that's actually tight. That's threaded in all the way. That's as far as it goes. You notice it's not quite bottomed out. When you take the bolt out, then you can release the top of the clip right by the very tip top up here. You grab that and pull that out some, and this clip will drop down, and then able to remove it. Then the brake light switch just slides off. One half of it's already cut out, so you don't have to pull the rod off of the brake booster. You don't have to pull it all the way. Just move it just enough to let the front side clear that shaft, and the back side's got the cutout on it. Just slide it out, slide it back in with a little bit of grease on it that you can see will be left over. You can use that grease for your new switch. Plug it in. I cleared the codes out and test drove it, and it was fine. So I hope that helps you fix your ABS light. And if somebody tries to give you the jive turkey about what's wrong with your ABS system, C0161, that fixed it. Now, it might be the fix for every time, but that's something, the most easiest thing to try, that brake light switch. And that was just a blessing to get that get that one win in there. So thank y'all guys for clicking in and hanging out. We'll Fix It team, guys. We out, and I'm gone.